Hey, welcome to Steven's early 2000s emo pop punk bands bracket challenge. Now, I just came across this because, sometimes I'm late to internet stuff, but I went ahead and found a blank copy. I've already finished up my first round, so I'll kind of guide you through the rest of my rounds as I write them in. I've not looked at this. I'm literally doing it on the fly because, that's how I like to do things. So, let's look at the second round matchups I got going on. We got Blink 182 and Coheed and Cambria. Now, of course, I'm a big Blink fan. And Coheed, they got their own style as well. This is kind of a tough matchup, but obviously I'm going to go Blink 182. So Blink 182 is moving on. Next up, we got Panic at the Disco, and then we have Hawthorne Heights. Hawthorne Heights got the upset over the Used because I hate the Used, so I did not put them on. Panic at the Disco, and we'll go with them because I got nothing else to say about that. Bayside going up against Yellow Card. Bayside got the upset over Simple Plan because I love me some Bayside. They got just their sound is very good. Their lyrics really relate home, and I think they just write good songs. So I'm going Bayside to move on, and they are 11th seed. So there you go. There's our underdog kind of moving ahead. Yellow Card, I think they're right up there too. They probably could have moved on, but I'm going to go Bayside for the upset. Next up, I got Census Fail and Brand New. I know a lot of people are very anti-Brand New right now, but musically, I can't deny how good they are. So I'm going to move on Brand New. And we'll have to see if Bayside can upset them in the next round. But next up, we got My Chemical Romance. They're going to move on against The Academy Is. The Academy Is went against AFI. Sorry, no AFI at all. As you can see, I'm like about ready to throw up in my mouth because AFI. So The Academy moved on. My Chemical Romance obviously will move on against them. Now we got a matchup. Good Charlotte, a band I kind of grew up in my late teen years, early 20s, I guess it was. That's what I was trying to think. So, against Alkaline Trio. Now, I guess you would have to say, there we go. I'm going to have to go with Alkaline Trio. So, they're going to move on. I got them tattooed on me. I cannot go against them, obviously. So, writing up Alkaline Trio. So, those bands are moving on so far. Next up, we got the starting line, Sum 41. I'm a big Sum 41 fan, I think. The fact that Derek, the singer, went through a lot of stuff, like literally thought he wasn't going to make it. So I got to give them a credit. And when I heard Fat Lip back in the day, I was like, this is a band that's doing something different, and I loved it. So I'm moving them on. And then we got to move on Jimmy Eat World because it's Jimmy Eat World. They're, pop punk goodness. They went up against the Cartel. I don't really know much about Cartel. It's Cartel and Acceptance. I don't know either band, so I just moved one on, but I knew I was going to move on Jimmy World. So that's one side of my bracket done. So this side of the bracket is Blink-182 moving on, Panic at the Disco, Bayside, Brand New, My Chemical Romance, Alkaline Trio. Fun fact right here, someone made a phone call, so I had to get restarted, so sorry about that. Sorry, and we forgot Jimmy Eat World, so there we go. That is one side of my bracket done. Now we're going to go to the other side. Let's look at some of our matchups we got going on here. Green Day, Saves the Day. Obviously, Green Day. I love Saves the Day. A good old emo band back in the early 2000s. They're moving on. I'm going to go with a little bit of I don't know if it's an upset, but I'm going to go Paramore here. Paramore goes against Under Oath. Under Oath are some good old Christian boys playing their screamo rock stuff. I moved them on because I don't really know who they were going up against, so I'm going Paramore. Haley and the boys, as it were, they got some good songs. I'm going to move on Newfound Glory against Midtown. Newfound Glory is kind of moving on. We got Taking Back Sunday moving on against Thursday. Saw both those bands in concert once, so that's kind of fun to see those two. Now, we're getting into some tougher ones. So we got Fall Out Boy and Motion City Soundtrack. And as you can see, I got my pen over here because I don't know who to move on. Fall Out Boy is the number one seed in this bracket, or this side of the, this region, as it were. We got Motion City Soundtrack who went against Say Anything, and that was a really tough battle for me as well, because Say Anything has one of my favorite full-length kind of concept albums, and is a Real Boy. So I got Fall Out Boy, Motion City Soundtrack. You know what? We're going to move on Motion City Soundtrack. I think that I just enjoy them so much. I mean, they really write good stuff. I'm going to put Get Up Kids to move on against All American Rejects. So we got Get Up Kids moving on. Now I have Early November going against Matchbook Romance. You know what? Matchbook Romance is an old band. I don't think gets a lot of love for what they did. You know, they were kind of doing that emo pop punk stuff that was kind of different for the time. So I'm going to move them on, especially since they're a 14 seed. And I'm going to give the Ataris the edge over Dashboard Confessional. So let's look at this side of the bracket. So we got Green Day moving on, Paramore moving on, Newfound Glory moving on, Taking Back Sunday, Motion City Soundtrack, Get Up Kids, Matchbook Romance, and the Ataris. All right, so now we're getting into the nitty gritty. We got Blink-182 going against Panic at the Disco. Obviously, Blink all the way. You can probably tell where I'm going to go with Blink on this side, but that's fine. Bass side, I'm going to give them the edge over Brand New. I'm going to move them on. Like I said before, just so many good songs out there. My Chemical Romance, Alkaline Trio, I got to go the trio. You can also tell where I'm probably going to go with Alkaline Trio on this bracket. And we're going to give Sum 41 the upset over Jimmy Eat World. So right now, we're getting to the nitty gritty on this side. We got Blink-182, bass side, Alkaline Trio, Sum 41. Take a guess on where I'm going with those bands. The other side, obviously, Green Day. Sorry, Paramore. You knew you were going to lose to Green Day. And I'm going to go Taking Back Sunday. Going to go, this is where we're getting tough. Get Up Kids and Motion City Soundtrack. Two bands that I love to see live. I'm going to go Get Up Kids because I saw them recently and they just really hit home. And I'm going to go the Ataris. We're going to move them along against Matchbook Romance. So now we have Green Day, Take It Back Sunday, Get Up Kids, and the Ataris. All right, Blink, you're in the Final Four, obviously. Blink-182 in the Final Four. Alkaline Trio, Final Four. Alkaline Trio, Final Four. Green Day, Final Four. Green Day, obviously, Final Four. And I'm going to go Get Up Kids. They made it all the way out of this bracket. So right now we got Blink-182, Alkaline Trio going in one finals, Green Day and Get Up Kids in the other finals. You already know where I'm going. I'm going to write it down first and then I'm going to show you where am I going. This, to me, is the ultimate battle in pop punk. Blink-182 and Green Day. They played together on a pop punk tour. I have plans to go see Green Day hopefully later this year in August. I've seen Blink-182 a few times. Blink-182, let's see, their best album is obviously Dude Ranch. Green Day's best album, I want to say Dookie, but I'm going to go American Idiot. And when I think about American Idiot, that's still prevalent today because right now we have an American Idiot in charge. But hey, that's political. So who am I going to give the edge to? That's right, my 2000s emo pop punk grand champion. Don't want to be an American Idiot. Green Day. So there you go. I will put this as a blank. If you are a pop punk fan like me, maybe you can fill it out and let me know your thoughts.